lace your corset with bunny ears, then you can put it on yourself. I used to wear heels on stage quite a lot, and I have fallen off them, and I'm not doing it anymore. And I was jumping around so much that I actually bruised my ribs quite severely. Hey, it's Hayla, and you're just backstage with me in Chicago at Outset. And I'm just here to show you some of the outfits that I've been wearing on stage recently on my solo tour. So I've been working with my incredible stylist Beau Tiger Ray for about 2, maybe 3 years now, and a lot of my outfits and my inspiration and the way that I kind of found myself and my style and my creativity, my love for playing with fashion really came from starting to work with him. So I have to say, like, a huge thank you to Beau, who also introduced me to the amazing designers that I've worked with and had so many incredible outfits with for the last couple of tours that I've done, and hopefully in the future as well. So I think being able to feel like you have license to play and feel like it is for you, and you can have dopamine dressing and find yourself within fashion and play, it's for everybody and it's for you, and Beau made me realise that. So thank you so much, Beau Tiger Ray. The first piece I really want to show you actually is one of my favourites, and the very first piece that I've had made for myself for stage. I've had the odd piece, which I also have in here, one of the first kind of jumpsuits, which I'll show you shortly, but this was by the incredible Beryl Ogden, a designer based out of London, an incredible bodice that actually, I'll put it off here actually. Oh. So if you can see, it's a boned corset, but then my shoulders do go here, so it's actually like the neck of the garment is kind of haloed almost around my neck area, and it sort of sits quite high up on my back, so it's corseted. Great thing about this though, by the way, if anybody hasn't done this before, if you lace your corset with bunny ears, then you can put it on yourself. I mean, sometimes you can do it where you put a corset on the front and then twist it around, but if you make bunny ears, if you lace it like that, so thank you Beryl for doing that for me, because otherwise, yeah, I would be stuck all the time. So yeah, so this is the top half of the garment. I'm holding it quite weird. So I think I have worked with Beryl before, but I've actually worn her garments before, and like I say, I've never had one made for me specifically. So there was a piece that she'd made, and it was one that I wore on, I think it was Deadmau5's show at the Mirage in New York, and it was one that I loved. It was called the Business Time dress. That dress had, I'll show you the skirt part of this, had these incredibly built-in hips. So the way that this garment is, I don't think you can probably see it like this, but it's got built-in hips, and then the material actually flows like panels on either side. So when I move on stage, I really like to have like my legs free, but then also, see if you can see that, I'll try and move it around for you, there you go. So it's 2 big pieces of material either side, so I can pull them up, really play with them. What we've tried to kind of work towards with this stage show and performance is really trying to bring in fashion into the aesthetic of the show as well. So it was important for me to have a material that was really lightweight for one, so I could move it around, but also a kind of silk texture that would reflect the light quite nicely. So when we've got the production shining against it, I'm able to move it around quite nicely, and then also hopefully it catches in a nice way, so you get a good, I don't know, just a nice light, flowy, but also quite an arty look, I think. I love it. And underneath it's got a gauze underneath as well, so it's layered and actually has a skirt top but then layered through, so it adds a little bit more dimension as well. And then the back is just a simple zip, but then yeah, it goes into like the mini skirt section of the actual outfit. So it was something that Beryl had already made that I've been fortunate enough to be able to learn off her, and we sort of went from there really, and I just implicitly trusted to be able to kind of, you know, I love her designs, and it was just, yeah, I'm really honoured to be able to work with her, so yeah. So also the great thing about this outfit is that because it's a two-piece, I can mix and match, and that for me on the road, because I'm from the UK, if nobody knew, I don't live in the States. I do make my way out to these, you know, the States and Canada, and also recently Mexico. So being lightweight with my case really makes a big difference, considering these pieces are quite large. So I do have mix and match items. I like thrifting as well, and I also like getting second hand. If I can get second-hand designer pieces that maybe from a few years ago. Yeah, I found this piece from 2017, I think it is. It's a Comme des Garçons jacket, which I haven't worn yet, but I got it from the Real. Ta-da! So yeah, shopping secondhand I think is really cool as well, because you find some things that you probably wouldn't find if you were looking for them brand new. So this piece I haven't worn just yet, but I might wear it tonight actually. It's a Comme des Garçons jacket, which is made up of faux leather and then also stitched in line with this beautiful pattern. It's like sort of floral faux leather stitching with a padded sleeve effect. So it's got a little button. So I might wear that, and I can wear that also with that skirt. So again, it's kind of a mix and match thing. So it feels a bit more like I'm getting the most out of my case with that. Other than that, I have another piece that I've been wanting to wear. Got it here. Oh, so there's a Rick Owens dress that I bought as well. So this one is just, excuse me, I haven't steamed it. Should be steamed. This is a Rick Owens garment. It's just a really lightweight silk and mixed chiffon slip dress, which I love wearing jumpsuits again because I can move around on stage. A lot of the time it's a lot of PVC, some latex, because it really captures the lights, and I think it kind of adds to that sort of, even though my colour palette is always the same because black is my favourite colour, but I do tend to kind of like to mix up different textures, and you know, I think it just adds to like being able to play with the texture of the material. Also, if it's a bit reflective, then it captures the light. So I wear this with maybe a PVC jumpsuit underneath as well. Other than that, I will show you another thing. I've got this piece I've worn a lot. So yeah, this piece is by Izzy Miyake. It's a please pleats piece. And the most amazing thing about this, as I was saying before, apart from obviously having the material have like a bit of maybe a reflective quality to it, also this is non-iron, which is incredible. So I can just pull it out of my case and it's great. But it also allows me to make it into a few different garments. So the greatest thing about this is that it can be a cape, it can be a dress, it can be a top, and because it's multi-leveled as well. So it's got a really long section at the back, and then the front's quite short, but you can also switch it around and also wrap it around your waist. So it's a really, really handy piece of clothing that I have in my gig bag, and I just always take it with me. I think I've worn this, I don't know, more times than I can count now, but I think apart from obviously the one that I just had made, I think that this is definitely one of my favourite things that I've ever purchased. And I did buy this brand new, so this one wasn't a thrift, but I do love a thrift. So the next thing that I'll show you, this next piece as well actually is one of my favourite jumpsuits that I got made. This one was made for me as well, so as far as it goes, that was my first dress, but this was my first suit. This was made by the incredible Hayla. We've worked together on a number of occasions now as well, and I actually wore this with the dress that inspired this look by Beryl, so kind of like a perfect little partnership. But I love wearing this because it's very comfortable, has like a nice bit of reflective material, and then also a little bit of sparkle in there, so it's just, yeah, it's one of my favourites, and I think I need to ask for another one to be made. So Hayla, I'm going to get in touch. This needs to be one of two, I think. So yeah, I mean, my wardrobe changes as I go because this is my second leg of this tour. I would have been out for about 4 weeks in total, I think it would have been. So I went home in the middle for Thanksgiving and then changed over my gig bag. So I do have a mixture of outfits that I circulate, and I work with many different designers and artists, because designers are artists. Iris Yang is one artist that I was working with, one designer I've been working with, and I wore that I think it was my very first gig that I did in San Diego, and that was actually red. Usually I only end up having the same colour palette, but sometimes a little pop of colour's good. So yeah, that's my outfits that I have with me at the moment. So as I said before, I'm from the UK, which means that I fly a lot, and it's great because I do love flying, but also I do kind of make sure that my day-to-day wear is extremely comfortable to be able to do so. If my flights run from like 11 hours plus, sometimes I need to make sure that I'm in something that doesn't feel too restrictive. As much as my stage outfits are probably a bit more restrictive, I do like to have more comfortable wear for my day-to-day. So Hoodies are a must. This is a little crop one, but actually having a hood that goes over my face, and this one does, it's very good, because I don't like an eye mask as much as I probably should. So I get big jumpers. These are quite comfy as well. I usually wear more comfortable tracksuit bottoms, but these are really comfy. And then just some trainers. Instead of wearing boots that I've got to lace off. So these are just some Osiris D3s from early 2000s. But they've reissued them, thank God, because I used to have them back when I was younger. I'm not going to give away my age. But yeah, they're just, I think wearing something that I can move around in as well, and because this is quite cropped, if it gets hot on the plane, it's never going to be too much, you know. But I fly in between my gigs quite a lot as well. So this tour that we're doing, it's not a bus tour, it's actually flights. So I have just flown in today from Cancun, which was incredible. But yeah, I kind of wanted to wear something that was a little bit more floaty and a bit more comfy for that. So the boots. So I classically stick to a pair of boots for a while because I just think that I get quite comfortable with them on stage. I used to wear heels on stage quite a lot. I have worn 5-inch heels and I have fallen off them, and I'm not doing it anymore. So I've decided flatforms are the way to go. So these are my favourite Demonias at the moment. Shout out to Demonia for making some amazing gig wearable shoes. I love to have a little bit of height as well. I think when I'm wearing long garments like this, we usually cut them to the height for this kind of wedge for me, because I just always stick to this. There's also another pair of Demonias that I really like, and I think I'm going to have to email you, Demonia, because you've stopped making them, and they're my favourite. But these ones apart from them, these I've had for this run, and they've been amazing. So I think I'm going to have to buy another pair in case they go as well. So yeah, favourite shoes, Demonias. So this is my little accessories pouch. I probably should have something a bit better. So yeah, I'll go through what I have. The first thing that I have is a new one. I bought this as a gift to myself, because why not? You've got to treat yourself every now and again. This is actually a wallet chain, yeah. And it's from Bond Hardware. I don't know if you can see that or not. I think they're based out of New York. But the greatest thing about this is actually, like, it's quite, I wrap it around, so it kind of just, yeah, it just gives like a nice little bit of a edge to it. That one's one of my favorites. I just bought that one recently. The one that I wear the most though has a bit of a story behind it. One of my best friends let me borrow this necklace and I absolutely loved it, and I ended up wearing it probably, she said it was on long-term loan, but I felt bad about wearing it so much, so I bought another one to give her that back, and bought one for myself. Told her wife, she said don't tell her, so I was like, oh, so now I have two. So I bought these two. There's one, they're both from Paco Rabanne. They probably need a polish, so I'm extremely sorry about that. But I wear these all the time, and it is two of them that I've just linked together, but again, love a wrappable chain, it seems. I don't know. This one is my favorite, and it's really chunky, and to anyone asking, it is quite heavy, but it's it's an Old Faithful, and I've had it, I think, pretty much for every live gig that I've done this year and last year. So yeah, firm favorite. And the next one that I have, I'll show you my bracelets in a minute as well, because this links on to that, but there's a brand that's, I think, based on Carnaby Street in London, in Soho, called The Great Frog. They have shops in LA and New York and I think Hong Kong, but my dad got me this. I've been admiring it for some time, and I don't know, I couldn't bring myself to buy it because I was a bit like, oh, I just bought that one, and so he got me this for my birthday present, and it is a locket. So it's a sterling silver locket, and again it's really heavy. I wore it for Chicago Pride actually. The last time I was in Chicago, I wore this on stage, and I was jumping around so much that I actually bruised my ribs quite severely, but it was worth it. So yeah, it is very heavy, so I don't really wear that on stage much anymore because it hurts, even though I love it, but yeah. So moving on from that one, I do have a few more Great Frog pieces. I don't work for them, but shout out to Great Frog. If anyone wants any great silver or gold jewelry, they do some amazing stuff. So I'll go through these ones first. This one is a piece that I got when I was 21 years old, so that was last year. And then this is a piece that was made by the the Great Frog as well, which is a beautiful sterling silver piece I absolutely love. It does pull on things though, so it kind of ruins things every now and again. This other one is another piece from the Great Frog. It's like two little panthers. And then this chain I had since I was 18, and it's one that my mum's sister, that unfortunately we lost before I was born, but this was hers. And I was always really scared to wear it, but I put a good safety chain on it, so I wear that now. And this one here is from AMC Monaco, AMP. And my best friends, after my first gig at the Roxy in LA, bought me this as a present to say congratulations for doing it. So I kind of, my bracelets always are a little bit more sentimental, I suppose, but yeah. This is, it's classic, this, isn't it? This is my life. This is inside my head. So a lot of my makeup, actually, I don't know if anyone knows, yeah, I'm vegan, so I try and stick to kind of like makeup brands as well that kind of run with that sort of ethos. Or if it's a makeup brand that does a vegan side, I try and vote with my wallet and buy that. And I know there's mixed ideas about that, whether it's a good thing or not, but I really like Charlotte Tilbury stuff. Charlotte Tilbury does a lot of vegan makeup, so I tend to use quite a lot of her makeup range. This I've noticed for gigging, actually, for me, sorry, I'll clean it up a little bit, has been amazing. It's a long-lasting foundation. I've been using this, actually, I use it in daily life as well. I have a lighter coverage one, but I do use this one for shows because it just seems to last really well. So if anyone's looking for a long-lasting foundation, that's a really good one. I also then use the palette. This is so gig ready. So this palette, basically, it's a perfect example of how you should probably keep your things clean, but this is a great contour and also the highlight, which I don't use a lot, but again, Charlotte Tilbury, very good. And I'm really into scents, so there's more in there, but it's a mess, so. But it's all mainly Charlotte Tilbury that I wear, and then, yeah, just a few little bits and bobs. My perfume, however, I'm really into scents, and I've been on the journey to try and find my scent for a while, and I've fallen on this one at the moment. This one is by Le Labo, and it's called Noir 29. Honestly, it's probably the most beautiful autumnal scent that I've ever smelt. It really lasts. This one's a great travel one as well, that I just pop in my bag. I don't have to worry about liquid smashing in my case and ruining everything, so this is one of my favourites at the moment, and yeah, always comes with me when I'm on the road because it's a perfect little travel size. So yeah. So thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed my wardrobe. If you wanted to find out more or wanted to listen to me and follow me on social media, I'm at Hayla Sings. My name is Hayla. You can find me on all of the social medias under that name, at Hayla Sings, but on your listening streaming sites, I'm Hayla. I'll be there on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all of them. And yeah, honestly, I've got a new single that came out a few weeks ago with Nelly Furtado called Faded, which I'm really excited about, which is the newest. But then I've just had my debut album out last November called Dusk. So you can check it out there. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much.